Beneath the Waves. Characters: Emma Clark, a determined paramedic with a chip on her shoulder, trying to prove herself after a troubled relationship with her family. Maya Rivers, a passionate marine conservationist with a strong sense of duty to the ocean and a playful spirit. High above the emerald waters of the Pacific, the sun was setting on yet another glittering day in Santa Cruz, California. Emma Clark was supposed to be celebrating the new chapter in her life at her family's annual gala, but instead, she found herself trapped in a world of sneers and scorn. Her parents never missed a chance to remind her that she wasn't living up to the family's expectations. Bitter and frustrated, Emma stormed out of the party, her expensive dress feeling more like a shackle than a celebration of her accomplishments. Searching for refuge, she stumbled upon a neglected yacht named the Siren, anchored quietly away from the main dock. In the throes of hurt and indignation, she hopped aboard, hoping for some solace beneath the stars. When dawn cracked, the sunlight poured in through the cabin windows, and Emma stirred with the world's worst hangover. The marine air hit her like a wall, and as she shot upright, confusion overcome her. She was far from shore, tangled in her party dress, and definitely late for her first day as a paramedic. Meanwhile, Maya Rivers was at the helm of the Siren, blissfully unaware that she had become an inadvertent host to a stowaway. A committed eco-warrior, Maya was on a personal mission to document the effects of climate change on marine life. Although the water was calm, she was agitated. It would be the perfect day to head out to collect data and dive, rather than deal with the fallout of the last gala's excess. Maya's daydream of swimming among the dolphins was interrupted when she heard a soft scuffle from below deck. She frowned, casting a glance at her loyal companion, a scruffy dog named Reef, who was dozing by her feet. With wariness tinged by curiosity, Maya approached the companionway. A voice, laced with confusion and embarrassment, called out, "Is anyone there?" "State your business," Maya shouted, adopting an authoritative tone. Grabbing a coiled rope, she prepared herself for whatever, or whoever, was lurking below. Suddenly, the cabin door swung open, and out stumbled Emma, her hair askew and mascara smudged, looking as if she had woken from a long, albeit difficult dream. She steadied herself against the doorframe, holding her hands up defensively, revealing perfectly manicured nails. "I'm not a threat, I swear." Maya smirked, surprised at the striking woman before her, dressed far too elegantly for a boat ride and clearly bewildered. Her steely demeanor softened slightly as she assessed the intruder. "And you are?" "Emma Clark," came the nervous reply. I was at a party last night. I'm so sorry for intruding. I was looking for a place to hide and I didn't mean to end up here." "Hide from what?" "Sounds like a bad party," Maya remarked, crossing her arms and raising an inquisitive brow. Emma hesitated, caught off guard by the anchorwoman's keen gaze. In that moment, something clicked. Maya was just as much an unexpected variable in her life as she was for her. "You could say that." "Family issues. I didn't plan on crashing on a yacht." Maya's expression softened further. "Guess the ocean had other plans for you," she said, her tone lighter as she took in the scene before her. "Can you just take me back? I have to get to work. I'm starting my first day as a paramedic." Emma's voice was cautious but hopeful. "There's no way you're getting anywhere near the shore this morning," Maya replied, putting on a teasing smile as she gestured towards the open sea. "But I could use an extra hand on a small mission of my own. Save the world, one boat ride at a time." Emma contemplated and then sighed, "Fine. Let's assume my world isn't falling apart for now." As Maya guided the yacht towards her environmental mission, Emma found herself surprisingly drawn to the easy banter between them. Maya was passionate, she spoke with conviction about the ocean's plight, the crucial need to care for it, and the little, everyday choices that compounded into change. Emma discovered herself laughing for the first time, in what felt like ages. Maya's initial gruffness thawed with every shared story, every glance that lingered just a heartbeat too long. Emma's heart raced as she caught Maya's eyes again and again. Those eyes were like deep pools of curiosity and mischief, drawing her in with every playful retort. Hours passed, and the two women worked side by side collecting samples, the waves lapping against the hull, filling the air with a salty breeze of spontaneity and connection. They talked about their lives, their dreams, their families, and the barriers that kept them from simply being themselves. By the time they returned to shore, Emma felt a weight lift. The embarrassment of her earlier life seemed a distant memory under the sun-soaked sky, and amidst the thrill of Maya's laughter. Perhaps, she pondered, she'd found not just an ally in an unexpected adventure but something infinitely more profound. Maya glanced at Emma as they docked, a knowing smile on her lips. "What do you think? Ready to leave the past at sea?" Emma returned the smile, feeling lighter than she had in years. "I think I'm ready for whatever comes next." From opposites who barely knew each other to allies on the tide, their journey had just begun, beneath the waves and within themselves. As the siren gently rocked against the dock, Emma and Maya secured the lines in tandem. The sun hung low in the sky, casting golden hues across the water, an almost magical backdrop for their newfound bond. Emma's heart raced with excitement, not just for her job starting the next day, but for the thrill of the unexpected friendship that had blossomed in the most unlikely of places. "Did you ever think, when you woke up hungover on a yacht, that you'd end up saving the ocean and meeting someone like me?" Maya teased, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Emma chuckled, shaking her head. "Honestly, no. I thought I'd end up face first in my parents' judgment again." "That sounds awful," Maya said softly, her expression turning more serious. "But you seemed to handle it pretty well. You stood your ground, even when you were lost at sea." Emma found herself meeting Maya's gaze, a warmth spreading through her. "Maybe I just needed a little push," she replied, her voice softer than she intended. Maya stepped closer, the gap between them diminishing. "Well, I'm glad I was that push. Sometimes, you just need a change of scenery, and someone to remind you that you're capable of more." "What about you?" Emma asked, shifting the focus. "Why are you so passionate about saving marine life?" Maya leaned against the side of the boat, her body exuding a relaxed confidence. "The ocean is my sanctuary. I grew up in a seaside town, always exploring tidal pools, chasing waves, and diving into adventure. But I also watched the ecosystems around me change due to pollution and neglect. I couldn't stand by and do nothing." Her voice turned earnest, revealing the depth of her commitment. "I want to fight for these creatures that can't speak for themselves." "I get that. I've spent so much time trying to prove I'm good enough for my family. I never stopped to think about what I actually want," Emma admitted, feeling a flicker of vulnerability. "I went into paramedicine to help people, but is it truly what I wanted?" Maya studied her closely, understanding radiating from her. "You should follow your heart. Whatever makes you feel fulfilled. Life's too short to be tied down by expectations." Emma smiled, appreciating the warmth and assurance. The shadows of her past were still there, but here, with Maya, they felt more manageable. "You're right. I really hope to make a change." "Speaking of change," Maya said playfully, "how about coming on another adventure with me tomorrow? We can collect more samples, and I'll show you what it's like to dive with dolphins. It might just help you clear your head before your big day." Emma's eyes widened with excitement. "You dive with dolphins?" "Sometimes," Maya replied with a grin. "They're more receptive than people are. It's a different kind of magic." Without thinking, Emma grabbed Maya's hand, a surge of energy passing between them. "Count me in. This is exactly what I need." Just then, a loud bark interrupted their moment. Reef emerged from below deck, bounding towards Maya. He danced around her legs, demanding attention, and she laughed, her joy infectious. "All right, buddy. Let's get you some dinner," Maya said, bending down to scratch behind his ears. She then turned to Emma. "You're welcome to join us. I can promise it won't be as weird as that party you escaped. Just good food and a movie." Emma's heart fluttered. She hadn't expected to be invited to share more than just an adventure, and the thought excited her. "That sounds amazing. I'd love to." "Great. Just let me grab a few things, Maya said as she tied off the last rope, a twinkle in her eye. While Maya rummaged through her things, Emma found herself daydreaming. She was surprised at how quickly her feelings for Maya had surfaced. There was something about their connection, a magnetic pull that both excited and frightened her. All her life, she had followed the path set out for her, and now she was standing on the brink of something new and thrilling. As night fell, the two women settled on the deck of the Siren, a simple meal spread out before them. They shared stories and laughter, and Emma felt more at ease than she had in a long time. With the stars twinkling overhead like a million tiny secrets, she found herself stealing glances at Maya, captivated by the way she spoke, the passion behind her words, and the curve of her smile. "So, what's your dream?" Maya asked, her voice taking on a more serious tone as she leaned against the railing, gazing out at the horizon. Emma paused, feeling caught off guard by the intensity of the question. "Honestly, I don't know. I've always wanted to help others, but I've also dreamed of something bigger. Maybe working in emergency med on a more global scale, like disaster relief." "But..." Maya turned to her, eyes wide with encouragement. "But what?" "There's always a but with you. But I don't want to be tied down. I want freedom, to travel, to explore, to find my own path without feeling like I constantly have to prove myself," Emma admitted, her heart racing at the honesty of the moment. "How about you combine your dreams?" Maya proposed, her eyes lighting up. "You can help people and fight for marine life at the same time. There are programs for medical professionals that focus on disaster response, and some even work in oceanic conservation." Emma's face lit up with realization. "You're right. I could be creating real change while staying true to myself." Maya beamed with pride. "See? You just needed to find the right questions to ask yourself." As they talked late into the night, they discovered an undeniable chemistry. Flirty glances turned into light touches, and Emma felt a warmth bloom in her chest. She wanted to lean in closer, to cross the invisible line that separated them, but doubt crept in. Could something really develop between them when she was facing a world of her own? Maya must have sensed her hesitation, for she leaned in and whispered, "Emma, I like you. I can see you battling with your thoughts. Just remember, life's about taking chances. You never know what wonderful things might come from them." Emma's breath caught in her throat. "I like you too. It's just complicated. I'm still figuring things out." "Then let's take this slow. Enjoy this connection without pressure. We can explore the waves together, literally and metaphorically." Maya smiled, warmth radiating from her, filling Emma's heart with hope and excitement. Emma nodded. For the first time in a long time, she felt seen, not just as the paramedic or the daughter but as the woman she was becoming. With Maya by her side, she was ready to venture deeper into the unknown, the ocean, her dreams, and perhaps even love. As they settled into the blanket of night, Emma leaned back against the side of the yacht, a sense of purpose washing over her like the tide. Whatever storms lay ahead, she was ready to navigate them, buoyed by the promise of new beginnings. The sun rose the next morning, casting diamond-like glimmers across the water as Emma stirred awake. She was cocooned in a blanket on the deck of the Siren, Maya curled up nearby with her loyal dog Reef. The salty air filled her lungs, and for the first time in ages, she felt a sense of peace envelop her. Emma's heart swelled as she glanced at Maya, who was still asleep, her hair shimmering like strands of sunlit seaweed. She was surprised to feel such a powerful connection with someone she had only just met. Yet here they were, two women brought together by chance, sharing dreams and aspirations against the backdrop of the vast ocean. As the warmth of the morning sun spread across her skin, Emma felt invigorated. She reached for her phone, barely expecting to find any signal in the secluded cove. To her surprise, there was a single bar of reception. A pang of dread washed over her as she remembered her responsibilities, the looming start of her new job, the pressure she felt from her family. The world she had wanted to leave behind was calling. But as she swiped through her messages, she noticed something unexpected. There were no frantic texts from her parents, no nagging reminders about her obligations. Just a message from her best friend, Laura, asking how she was doing, and if she had managed to escape their parents' reunion. For a fleeting moment, Emma considered responding, reciting the tired script of her life back home. But instead, she changed her mind and sent a quick reply, "I'm good. Just discovering what really matters." Grinning, she set the phone down and turned her attention to Maya, who was just waking up. "Good morning, sunshine," Emma greeted, playful and filled with mischief. Morning," Maya murmured, stretching with a yawn. As she sat up, Reef bounded over to her, flopping into her lap with an excited bark. "What's the plan for today? More ocean adventures?" "I was actually thinking, the ocean is calling, maybe we could do that dive you mentioned." Emma replied, her heart racing at the thought of spending the day with Maya, underwater with the dolphins, unveiling the mysteries of the sea together. "Perfect. The conditions are ideal today," Maya enthused, her eyes lighting up with excitement. "But first, let's grab some breakfast and then gather our gear." While Maya prepared breakfast, Emma couldn't dismiss the butterflies dancing in her stomach. Today they would dive together, a tangible expression of trust and adventure. It felt as if they were on the edge of something thrilling, a connection formed in the heat of vulnerability. After a simple yet delicious breakfast of toast, avocado, and fresh fruit, the two women packed their diving gear, chatting animatedly about everything from marine life to their dreams. Emma felt invigorated, a sense of belonging too, as she laughed while dreading the thought of returning home. As they approached the dive site, Maya turned to Emma, seriousness marking her features. "I know diving can be intimidating, especially if you haven't done it before. But just follow my lead. Trust your instincts and I'll keep you safe. We'll take our time, don't stress." Emma nodded, appreciating Maya's encouragement. "I trust you. It's just, the deep blue is a bit overwhelming when I think about it." Maya reached for Emma's hand, intertwining their fingers. "We'll be in and out before you know it. If you feel uncomfortable at any moment, signal me, I'll be right by your side." Together they donned their wetsuits, the water shimmering in the golden light, beckoning them forth. Maya handed Emma a mask, and as she slipped it on, the reality of what lay beneath the waves struck her: adventure, discovery, and the chance to leave behind the fear that had bound her for too long. The two women slid into the water, the cool waves wrapping around them like an embrace. Emma's heart raced as they descended, inching down into the underwater world. The noise of the surface faded, replaced by the peaceful rhythm of water and the distant calls of marine life. And then, they were submerged, the world above nothing more than a memory as the vibrant seascape unfolded around them, a ballet of colors, fish darting like living jewels in a coral kingdom. Maya gestured for them to swim further, her smile sparkling even through the mask. They glided together, marveling at the luminescent beauty that surrounded them. Emma felt a rush of joy as she spotted dolphins in the distance, their playful energy infectious. Just as she began to feel unmoored in her thoughts, Maya shared the experience with her, pointing out various species, each more wondrous than the last. They drifted in sync, weaving between coral gardens and schools of fish, their laughter mingling with the gentle bubbles rising to the surface. With every stroke through the azure water, Emma's fears began to melt away, replaced by exhilaration. Eventually, they found themselves encircled by a pod of dolphins, their sleek bodies cutting gracefully through the water. Emma felt a surge of connection with these creatures, their playful curiosity mirroring her own desire to break free from constraints. Maya signaled to Emma to come closer, and together they swam alongside the dolphins, sharing the intimate beauty of the moment. The ocean became a sanctuary, the outside world receding further into the distance. As they surfaced for air, laughter bubbled out, each woman's face illuminated by the thrill of their adventure. As the dolphins danced around them, frolicking in the waves, Emma felt a profound sense of belonging, her worries washing away with each swell of the tide. When they finally made their way back to the Siren, they breathed in the salty air with satisfied lungs and rested on the deck, basking in the sun, warmed by both the light and their shared experience. "Today was incredible," Emma exclaimed, her face aglow with excitement. "I can't believe I almost didn't do this." Maya turned to her, her eyes soft and inviting. "I'm so glad you took that leap." It means a lot that you trusted me. Emma felt the moment hanging in the air, the gentle hum of possibility alive between them. Leaning closer, she let her heart speak, the words tumbling out. Maya, I don't want this to end. I don't want to go back to feeling constrained or wrong. You make me feel understood and I just... Emma's words were cut short as Maya leaned in, closing the distance between them, their lips meeting in a tender kiss. Time seemed to freeze, the ocean cradling them in its embrace. It was a delicate moment filled with promise, the kind of kiss that transformed everything, igniting a spark that had been simmering beneath the surface. When they finally pulled apart, Emma felt flushed with emotion. Wow, she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't expect that. Neither did I, Maya replied, her smile softening at the edges. But it felt right, didn't it? Yes, it really did, Emma admitted, her heart fluttering with excitement and fear. Then let's not rush things. One wave at a time, just like we did today, Maya suggested, her tone playful yet sincere. Emma nodded, feeling the truth of those words. Just like the ebb and flow of the ocean, they would navigate this journey together, discovering uncharted territories, both within and outside of themselves. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in glorious shades of pink and orange, Emma realized that she was indeed ready to embrace the unknown, a world of infinite possibilities, a burgeoning romance, and a commitment to herself. With Maya by her side, she felt more alive than ever, ready to explore the depths of adventure, love, and personal growth beneath the waves. Beneath the waves, conclusion. The next few days were a blur of laughter, shared dreams, and deep conversations. Emma and Maya forged a bond that felt as reliable as the tides, finding joy in their explorations both above and below the water's surface. Every morning began with the gentle lapping of waves against the siren, a comforting soundtrack to their burgeoning connection. Emma had quickly come to value the freedom of life on the ocean, where responsibilities melted away, and the pressure from her family seemed distant. Each dive brought new wonders, and with every encounter, be it with schools of vibrant fish, graceful sea turtles, or that exhilarating pod of dolphins, their moments together deepened. As they shared meals on the deck beneath the stars, Emma began to unveil parts of herself she had long kept hidden. She spoke of her journey in the medical field, her struggles, and the weight of her family's expectations. Maya listened intently, offering support and understanding without judgment. On a particularly perfect evening, they sat on the deck with the sky painted in hues of indigo and violet, the first stars twinkling overhead. Emma turned to Maya, her heart pounding with something more than just gratitude. They were perched on the edge of something beautiful and fragile, and she felt an overwhelming need to express what had been growing between them. Maya, Emma began, her voice steady but laced with emotion, I know we've only known each other for a short time, but these past few days have been some of the happiest of my life. You've shown me a side of myself I hadn't even realized was missing. Maya's gaze caught hers, her expression warm and inviting. And you've reminded me of the joy that can be found in connection. You just fit here, with me and with the ocean. Emma took a deep breath, feeling brave in Maya's presence. I don't want this to end. She hesitated, considering what that meant. Going back to my job, being back with my family. I don't want to lose this feeling we've created. Maya reached over, capturing Emma's hand in her own. There's no reason to. You can still pursue your dreams while making time for what makes you happy. Just like the ocean ebbs and flows, we can find a rhythm that works for us. And our lives don't have to revolve around one another to be important, Emma replied, her heart feeling lighter. But I want to keep exploring this, us. Maya nodded, her expression earnest. Then let's make a pact to support each other. Whether it's following your paramedic career or my marine conservation efforts, we'll grow together. We can motivate each other to be our best selves, free from expectations. Agreed, Emma said, relief washing over her. At that moment, all the uncertainty that had clouded her spirit dissipated, leaving behind a clarity she hadn't felt before. This wasn't just an escape, this could be the beginning of something profound. The days that followed felt imbued with magic. They continued their ocean adventures, nurturing their connection as they explored the local marine parks and engaged with community conservation efforts. Emma even began to volunteer with Maya's group, helping organize beach cleanups and educational programs about marine life. In the evenings, they would retreat to the Siren, sharing stories over dinner beneath the twinkling stars. Emma found herself laughing freely, her worries dimming with each passing moment. Slowly but surely, she recognized that she was creating a life not defined by her past, but enriched by her choices and the thrilling possibilities of the future. Then one evening, while enjoying a quiet moment on the deck, Maya pulled out a small notebook filled with sketches of marine life. "These are some ideas I've been brainstorming for the conservation project. I'd love your opinion," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Emma leaned over, studying Maya's drawings, feeling a sense of purpose swell within her. "These are amazing. I can help you pitch these ideas to the local community. Together we can make a real difference." Maya's face broke into a radiant smile. "I knew you'd get it. I've always believed that when people connect with the ocean, they connect with themselves, too." Their conversation flowed easily, but deep in Emma's heart, she felt the bittersweet undercurrent of returning home growing closer. Time seemed to fly, and soon it would be her last night on the Siren before her new job beckoned her back to the shore. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a warm golden glow, Emma took a moment to collect her thoughts. "Maya, I want to thank you, not only for this incredible escape but for showing me that it's okay to chase my dreams without losing myself in the process." Maya turned to face her, the intensity of the moment drawing them closer. "We've created something special, Emma. But remember, every ending is just the beginning of something new." Emma smiled, heart swelling with gratitude and love. "We will find our rhythm." "I know we will." As they shared a tender kiss, sealing their promise with an exquisite blend of hope and anticipation, the stars began to sprinkle the night sky. In that moment, they weren't just two women from different worlds brought together by the ocean, they were kindred spirits ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The following morning, Emma found herself standing on the dock, ready to leave the Siren behind, but not without taking a piece of the ocean, and Maya, with her. The salty breeze tousled her hair as she turned back to Maya, who stood on the deck of the boat, a beacon of strength and warmth. "Remember," Maya called out, waving, "this isn't goodbye, it's just the start of our journey. I'll be with you every step of the way." Emma nodded, her heart pounding with the certainty of their bond. "And I'll be back. I promise." As she walked away, Emma felt a sense of excitement about her new life waiting just beyond the horizon. The ocean whispered promises of endless adventures, and the love they had forged would continue to inspire her no matter where the tide took her. Emma was ready to explore the depths of herself, her career, and her blossoming relationship with Maya. With every heartbeat, she knew one thing: she was no longer tethered by fear or doubt. She was free, and what lay ahead was a world full of possibilities, an ocean of dreams waiting to be chased. And so, Emma stepped forward into the light of a new day, ready to embrace everything that was yet to come.